Leadership Power Strategies Strengthen Your Wealth Generating Impacts. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. I hope all is well with you and that your leadership performances are improving day by day, step by step. We have an exciting episode for you today, and so we're going to get to it in just a few milliseconds now. So, okay, there we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. The challenging, chaotic, and ever changing conditions that today's leaders have to deal with are numerous and daunting, yet the ideas, ideals, and insights of leadership being used by most leaders are still based upon outdated, impractical, and useless philosophies and principles. So I would like to examine five of your most difficult challenges and explain some of the ways I help my clients assess, approach, and adjust their leadership actions from merely surviving to robustly generating wealthy impacts on their operations, stakeholders, and their organizational growth. If this sounds good to you, please focus your attention, take useful notes, and eliminate all your other distractions as we take this journey together. In chapters 1 and 2 in the classical book of Proverbs, the collection of wise, profound, and truthful sayings written by King Solomon, who most historians consider to be the wisest, wealthiest, and greatest ruler of all the national and world kings and princes reported in all 66 of the entire Bible. In these proverbs, King Solomon shares his best secrets for success, happiness, and prosperity with leaders and others. In particular, the bulk of these proverbs is filled with Solomon's recommendations to leaders that encourages us to diligently seek out, openly appreciate the value of, and passionately embrace wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, a reverential piety, and respect for God's authority and the Lord's correction and disciplining of leaders, as well as encouraging us to embrace a heart of peace and humility. These two partial lists depict the work and craft of leadership responsibilities, authority, roles, and styles, yet our focus on these actions form the very reasons why many leadership development programs fail their students. There are plenty of courses that will teach you how to budget your cash and time, or train and coach your employees, or organize and lead team meetings, and more. There are articles, papers, videos, books that will help you play the role of a COI, a center of influence, adopt a more service driven style or democratic style of leading people. However, you and I have more ambitious landscapes and challenging topographies to traverse in the adventure that we'll embark upon today. Because if we hope to improve the effectiveness of your leadership performances, we'll need to examine the purposes, power, positioning, and processes of leadership. We'll also have to explore a few of the beneficial effects that leaders should endeavor to satisfy. And finally, we'll need to explain how you can improve, increase, and substantially impact the wealth generating potential of your own leadership performances and enrich the level of contributions made by your partners and associates too. How should you position yourself to evaluate, address, and solve these five key challenges? However, if you ever hope to understand the implications of and eventually tame the radically differentiated forces of change operating all around our world, you'll need to think strategically and critically about how the current models of technologies, the effects of social energies, and the complexities of synergetic processes affect your leadership performances. I call these forces radical because they represent the extremely fundamental, substantial, characteristic tendencies which cause change, volatility, uncertainty, ambiguity, and the appearance of chaotic confusion in our world. However, most leaders know something about the nature, traits, and attributes of those forces. What leaders need to understand is what gives these conditions their challenging attributes and how leaders should apply their knowledge to begin the process of unleashing their own resources and using their actions, expertise, and abilities to tame those radical forces. Later on, we'll explain how many concepts shown on this map can help leaders tame these radical rascals. Any leaders who wish to optimize their organizational results will first need to learn how to creatively shape, elegantly develop, and productively deploy the awesome wealth producing capabilities of their human capital assets, impacts, and resources. Later on, we'll take a few moments to fully examine these ideas behind the domains of human capital. And most importantly, we'll discuss a few strategies you can use to unlock, unleash, and understand the wealth generating potential of your own treasure trove of human capital. Of course, you should become that type of leader who recognizes the importance of developing strengths driven philosophies, priority based policies, and procedural frameworks in guiding, nurturing, and engineering great scientific, structural, or spiritual performances. Once you understand the secret potential of your leadership power applications, your leadership performances are sure to become more agile, effective, and efficient. And to help you guide great performance results in the contributions that you and your employees make, we'll also describe approaches you can take that will help you improve your organizational growth, sustainability, and impacts. Resourceful leaders use their imaginations to efficiently leverage time, they significantly communicate their foundational meanings, and they design systematic activities to signal critical indicators for creative ventures. Leadership excellence is easily achieved when you use these four ideas. Discovering and exploiting profit building opportunities demands game changing mental positions, allocation strategies, and applications of your leadership power. So, are you ready to broaden the scale, scope, and spectrum of your leadership skills and start solving the many challenges of our wild, weird, and woolly world? Let's launch a universe frontiering expedition into that vastness of space time where the dimensions are multiplied and limitless. It's a place where even the outer limits or the twilight zone seem small and insignificant. Like wise King Solomon told us, we will need to utilize the full resources of our minds, hearts, eyes, and ears as those body parts help to lift our soul and spirit and senses to their highest heights of attainment, achievement, and accomplishment. We looked at the beginning slides of a much longer webinar, and in our next segment of this webinar, we will be covering each of those five challenges that we listed in the red boxes in the previous slides. And we'll give you a lot more information and details about how we plan on helping you to see ways that you can overcome those challenges and make breakthrough solutions and find new opportunities for growth, innovation, and furtherance of your mission. This ends today's lesson. Now you're looking at the um, catalog of materials, services, and other items that are featured in our Leadership Power Paradigms Producer Tools program. And in our previous episodes of Leadership Power Paradigms, you've seen some of the subject matter that we do cover, as well as what you saw today in today's episode. So I encourage you to look on the right-hand side of your screen and click on the Enroll and Get Started Now button that you see on the right side of your screen. That's the Enroll and Get Started Now button, and that button, when you click on it, will open up a new web browser tab or a new web browser window, so you can read through the entirety of that page describing the Leadership Power Paradigms Producer Tools program. And if you like what you see on it, go ahead and get started now, because as I always do, we offer our money back guarantee. No questions asked, no hassles whatsoever, and no risk to you after the period of time of the guarantee. So you have nothing to lose by enrolling now in the program. And then, if you like it, then continue on. And if you find that this isn't the program for you, why, just ask for your money back. And of course, you will have no problems getting it, because I immediately refund that, as long as you're within the period of time for the program. So this program is designed to help you to improve your performances and to increase the contributions and the wealth generating contributions of your employees and your partners and other stakeholders in your organization. Now, if you are not watching us in the webinar replay recordings or the webinar room, then just use the URL that you see there, the web link that you see there in the middle of this slide. That's www.one-im.com/LPP-tools. Once again, that's www.one-im.com/LPP-tools, and it'll take you to the page, and you can read through the program and details of this program. So thanks again for joining us in today's episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. I'm going to get out, and for you people who are in the webinar viewing room, I need to send you your bonus gifts. So if you just hold on for a quick second, I'll do that. All right, there you go. There's the 2 bonus gifts that I have for those of you who are attending the webinar in the webinar room, of course. The first bonus gift is my 5 Leadership Uplifter Tasks infographic. It is a PDF document. So what I suggest that you do is you download that PDF document. It's only one sheet. It fits on one sheet of paper, no matter what size paper you're dealing with. Download that, print it out. It's one sheet of paper, and then put that sheet of paper on your desk, or put it on a wall, someplace where you can refer to it as you go through your day, fulfilling your leadership responsibilities and duties. And I think you'll find that if you're doing or performing one or more of those tasks in each of your leadership actions, you will find that your performance as a leader is highly effective, that you'll get what what you desire as far as your results are concerned. And if you are not doing one of those 5 leadership uplifter tasks, you'll probably find that your leadership performance is not as effective as you would like it to be. So that's a great little guide. And the second bonus gift that I have for you is also a PDF document. And I suggest that you download that to your computer or to some place where you can store it. And it is an 8-page Words with Wisdom paper, and it has and contains a number of the strategies and principles and processes that we discussed in today's episode of Leadership Power Paradigms, as well as in previous episodes of Leadership Power Paradigms. And like I said, it's an 8-page PDF document. A lot of people like to print it out, and I suggest that you do that. Print it out, and then you can read it at your leisure and take notes. Write notes on it on the paper or write notes in the back. So you've got a whole bunch of resources there that you can use, and it is filled with words with wisdom. That's the reason why we called it that. Anyway, so that's another gift that you can use and enjoy and educate yourself further as well. So if you are on the replay recording, if you look on the right-hand side of your screen, you will see the question box, and I strongly urge and encourage you to type in the question or comment that you have, anything to do with leadership or management, whether we talked about it in this episode or in any episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. So just type in your question, a question or comment that you've always wanted to ask a person who knows a little bit about leadership, like myself, and then click the email us or email now button, and my system will automatically take your name and your email address that you use to register for the webinar recording or the webinar replay, and it will automatically send that information along with your question or comment directly to my inbox, my email inbox, and I will always answer every single question as fully and as completely as I possibly can. So all you need to do is just type in your question or comment if it has anything to do with leadership or management, and know that you will get you will in fact get yourself a full answer. Many times I even include things like links to other articles or papers that might give you more information about your particular question or comment. So it's a great way of getting some free leadership, one-on-one customized leadership training from me, and it's free. So that's the best part of all. So, okay, that's all of that. I've done everything that I'm supposed to do. And so I'm going to say thank you so much for joining us in this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. I'm Bill Thomas. I was your host and presenter for today's episode. God bless each and every one of you. Godspeed to you all, and I wish you all the very best of success in all your leadership endeavors. Take care and be well.